This is Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network.
Are our dreams just random images fired from an unconscious brain during sleep? Or something much more important, like life-saving inner guidance? How dreams can be healing and early warning tools for disease, financial crisis, or success. And love is still one of the behavioral science's greatest unanswered questions. Hello, I'm your host, author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Welcome to Dreaming Healing, where dreams and cutting-edge scientific research meet on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Dreaming Healing is every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, when you can call in and ask Kat questions about your amazing dreams. Talk on air. Call toll-free, 833-220-1200. That's 833-220-1200. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Welcome to Dreaming Healing Show. How to self-advocate during crisis, dreams, auras, and voices. For those of you who tried to tune in last Tuesday for the live show, we apologize for the weather. We had storms everywhere. We lost all of our power, our electricity. So that cancellation was due to the severe storms that were going across the central part of the country. And it was kind of like an act of God. So I hope you will forgive us and thank you for your understanding and that you'll enjoy the show tonight. And this little critter sitting on my lap here is Loki, and he is aptly named. And so I'm going to let him sit here, or he will take this whole show apart real quick. So, many people have asked me, Kat, how did you self-advocate during your health and your life crises? And, it really was not easy, but the choice was to stand strong and live or stand quietly and die. I didn't want to die. So that is how dreams helped me to live. Dreams, auras, voices. It's amazing what comes to your rescue when you're in a crisis. You may not think, or rather you may think that you're all by yourself, you're all alone, but we never are. We have so much help from the other side and from within us that we don't even know is there. Sometimes it's not until we have a crisis that the strongest part of us, the best parts of us actually pop to the surface and save us. So before we start talking about that tonight, and I'm going to be taking most of what I'm talking about from my book, Surviving Cancerland. At the end of each of the chapters that I wrote, and this whole book was written from my dream journals. I kept dream journals during my crisis, during my health crisis. And I took those dream journals when I found out I had basically stage 4 recurrence. I knew I needed those journals, all that information, all those dreams, all the stuff that was given to me the first time. I went back through all of those journals and I wrote my book, Surviving Cancerland, so that I could use that information to get through this second crisis of, basically breast cancer all over again, but bigger and worse. So before we really get into all of this, though, I want to do our protection meditation. And I've been asked, why do you do a protection meditation at the beginning of your show? Well, because we're going into some spiritual realms where we want to pull our spirit guides into these realms with us. We want to make sure that we're protected, and I want to make sure you feel protected. Sometimes my phone will turn on by itself and answer a question I'm asking you, or that maybe the producer has sent me and I'm reading. Suddenly my phone will just turn on and answer it. So there's a lot of energy in the room when I'm doing this show. So that's why I do our protection meditation. You are safe. This is a safe space. We are creating a safe space, and you don't ever have to worry. And quite often, when we do this protective meditation, people have incredible dreams that night because we have opened up those doors to our higher powers, our spirit guides, our guardian angels. They hear when we ask them for help, and they always give us help. We might not recognize it at the time. We may not even think it's help, but it is. So remember, we're all born with spirit guides and guardian angels. We're their job, and they take that job very, very seriously. So what we're going to do now is invite them to come in and be with us during this radio show so that we feel safe, and the voices that you hear, they're good ones. And the feelings that you feel are good ones. And any colors that you see are good ones. And that's where we want to be. So for those of you who are new to my show, if you're riding in a car right now and you're listening to the show, don't close your eyes during the meditation. It will still work. And you can always go to my Dreaming Healing page, website page on Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network and listen to the archives or watch the archives. And for those of you who are listening right now at home, you're not driving or anything, and you'd like to see me, not just hear me, but actually see me, you can go to my Dreaming Healing website on Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network by going to my own personal website, Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, or you can find it on Google at Kat, the Queen of Dreams. If you type in the search bar, Kat, K-A-T, the Queen of Dreams, I'm going to come up. You're going to find my website. Click on the website, and up in the very top, you'll see black buttons across my website, and one of them will say radio show. Click on that radio show, and it's going to take you right to my page on Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, the Dreaming Healing Show. You'll see my picture on there. You'll see the poster for today's show. And if you look to the right of that poster, you'll see a little box. It's a YouTube box, little antennas on it like a TV. Click that, and you'll get to watch this show tonight. Okay? So if you're new to this show and you haven't done a meditation with me before, just follow my voice. Just follow my voice, follow my directions, and hopefully you'll love it as much as I do. I do this meditation every single night before I go to sleep. I started doing it during cancer treatments. And I did it because, seriously, I thought I might die during the night. I mean, the second time was pretty darn bad. And I thought, if I'm doing this meditation and I fall asleep in this state of grace and I die during the night, I will have died in a state of grace. And I didn't. I didn't die. I'm still here. 25 years later, I had breast cancer 3 times. So there's something with this meditation. It really does work. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. All right, so sit really comfortably in your chair. Feel yourself just kind of relaxing. And, close your eyes, or you can leave them open. You can do whatever you want, whatever's comfortable for you. And I want you to take a deep breath in. Deep breath in. Hold it. Imagine any negativity going into that breath of life. Blow it out. Across the room into the purple flame of Saint Germain. See it being converted into beautiful golden light going up into the universe, up past the stars and the planets, past the moon, up to those pearly gates, making a U-turn and coming down at the speed of light and the speed of thought, the fastest speed there is, into your seventh chakra and filling your whole body with healing, warm, golden light. Again, take another deep breath in. Feel it going all the way down to your toes. Imagine something negative you said to someone this week, getting caught in that breath of life. Blow it out. Gone. Into the purple flame of Saint Germain. See it converted again into beautiful golden light that's going up past the stars, the planets, past the universes, and up to those pearly gates again, where it makes a U-turn, and at the speed of thought, right into your seventh chakra for another wonderful shower of golden light washing through your body. One more time, deep breath in, fill up your lungs all the way down. Imagine something negative someone said or did to you when you were a child. Getting caught in that breath of life, blow it out now. All the way across the room into the purple flame of Saint Germain. See it poof, converted into beautiful golden light. Negativity's gone. See that golden light going up through the stars, through the universes, up to those pearly gates, making that U-turn and coming back down, filling your whole body with healing golden light. Feel that light for just a second. Feel it pouring through your pores, through your cells, through your soul. Now I want you to imagine holding a power gift in your hand. Anything that has the power of love. A gift given to you by a loved one. Your favorite flower. Or maybe it's your favorite stone. A favorite memory. Hold that power gift and swing it all around your body. Imagine it creating a beautiful mirrored bubble all the way around you. A huge bubble that's mirrored, reflecting the outside. You can see out, can't see in. Only that which is of the highest best, brought by your spirit guides and guardian angels, may enter this bubble. Everything else is reflected back from whence it came. We wish it so, and therefore it is. When you're ready, just kind of move your head around a little bit. Feel yourself coming back into you. If you need to, you can put your hands together, your fingertips, your hands in the prayer position, and push. Those are all the power points going through your whole body. These are all pressure points which create the powers that you have. And when you push on them, it activates them. And it brings you and your power back into your body, making you powerful. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. In the meantime, if you want to, you can just listen to me. So when we're in crisis, when we forget how powerful we are and how important it is to stand in our power and speak our truth, no matter what, no matter who's listening. When we do that, we actually reconnect with all of our inner selves and our spirit guides and guardian angels. Yeah, we do. Even during the day. We may not see them like we do in dreams, but they're there. They're there all the time. And there are some people in history who heard them all the time. They heard them during the day, they heard them at night. They followed them no matter what. And they trusted in those voices to keep them safe when it was necessary. One of the things that I learned when I was going through my crisis was we all have a life purpose. There's a reason we're here. And we didn't happen accidentally. We happened on purpose. Even if our parents tell us we happened accidentally in the back seat of that old Ford, we happened accidentally on purpose. You have a life purpose. I have a life purpose. And it was during the darkest hour of my second crisis when I found out I had recurrence, when the dreams told me it was back and the doctors were saying, no, you're healthy, go home. You don't have cancer again. And I had to stand in that power, speak that truth, trust in those spirit guides to go into that room with me and make sure that those doctors realized I wasn't leaving that room, that waiting room, until I got the MRI I needed to show that the cancer was back. And it's kind of important to tell you that yes, my dreams did save my life, but so did my doctors. And here's another really important thing I want to stress. And it had to do with my life purpose. It all kind of weaves together. I had to listen to those spirit guides and guardian angels because they told me how to get the doctors to listen to me and get the MRI that showed the cancer was back so that I could live. Why was it important for me to live? That came through in a dream. It was my life purpose to survive cancer 3 times that the medical community missed. Yet the dreams told me about them before they were finally found, either through surgery or a different set of tests. And each time, this is really important, each time the spirit guides and guardian angels in my dreams or my daydreams said, go back to your doctors and tell them you need a second set of tests. They didn't say, go find Swami Wami Ramalama Ding Dong, because I would have done it. I would have done it. That's how much I believed in those dreams. That's how much I believed in those spirit guides, because they had found the breast cancer. The spirit guides knew the breast cancer was there the first time, showed me exactly where they were in the dream. And it's all in my book, Surviving Cancerland, how they took me into the room between realms in my dream when my dream froze. And it looked like a little frozen computer page with a spinning circle in the middle that opened up into a window, that opened up into a door that led into the room between realms, where my spirit guides took me to explain to me by taking my hand, putting it on my breast and saying, you have breast cancer. Do you feel that? It's right there. You go back to your doctors tomorrow without an appointment and tell them you need exploratory surgery, because it's the only thing that's going to find it. And I remember saying, but I've already done that twice. You've already told me to do that twice. They're not listening to me. They're sending me home. If I really have breast cancer and you want me to live, help me, because they're not listening. You're sending me back to the same people and they're not listening. And that's when they handed me that tiny little feather. I don't even know if I've got a feather in here in my office. I guess I don't. It was just a little tiny feather. And they said, you use this like a sword tomorrow to cut through all their arguments. And if you remember this feather and you imagine holding it, you will cut through their arguments and you will get the surgery, the exploratory surgery you need. Long story short, I did, and I got the surgery. I was in stage 2 with breast cancer in my lymph nodes. Yeah, that my doctor walked into the room after the surgery and he was like in shock because nothing, blood tests, physicals, and mammograms, MRI, nothing showed it. Yet there it was. So these spirit guides and guardian angels are very, very important to us. And getting back to, our life purpose, the chance of the doctors missing it once, okay, that can happen. It can happen. You're young. I was young. You have dense breasts. It happens. It was a crisis. It happens. Having them miss it a second time when I have the chiefs of everybody in Boston working with me, that gives you pause. How the doctors in New York said, how did they miss this a second time? How did they miss this? Well, they did. They were using equipment and the equipment didn't pick it up. The doctors didn't pick it up. They were not using a second different type of test from the first time that I had it. They were using the same test. It didn't show up the first time with those tests. It didn't show up the second time with those tests. But to have the doctors miss it a third time, that's a wing dinger, guys. And have dreams pointed out. And have me have to self-advocate to live, to stay alive. That is part of your life purpose when something like that is happening. And I remember I had a dream that told me how all of that came together. The 3 monks showed up again in my dream. Got to go for a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to show you how your dream can give you your life purpose. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Are miracles real? Can you move from mayhem to miracles? 30 prominent authors say yes as they share their high fives and down lows of challenges, abuse, addiction, and love. Experience hope, the magic elixir of miracles, through the personal stories of New York Times bestselling authors James Redfield, Dr. Bernie Siegel, Sister Jenna, Reverend Temple Hayes, and many more. If you like bestsellers, chaos to clarity, and crappy to happy, you'll love crying and laughing through mayhem to miracles. Sacred stories of transformational hope. Available now on Amazon and in bookstores worldwide.
Did you know that every word you speak matters? What you say and how you say it can make or break a relationship or shift the outcome of any situation. Are your conversations making a difference? Faith in God, gratitude, authenticity, and giving are Teresa Velarde's heart. It's in this spirit that she's focused on making a difference in the lives she's blessed to touch. Conversations That Make a Difference is now on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network every Tuesday at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, with live call-in shows every first and third Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
In a world facing annihilation, a miraculous African nun rises to become the first female pope through a web of war, murder, and betrayal. Loved by some, hated by many, she becomes the deadly target of Islamic terrorists and her own cardinals as she introduces a new vision that will either save humanity or accelerate its destruction. 4 people must race against a nuclear holocaust to learn her astonishing secret. Pope Annalisa is available at petercanova.com, Amazon, and other online booksellers and bookstores worldwide.
This is Dreamvision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvision 7 Radio Network. Just before the commercial, I was talking about the dream that told me my life purpose. And the reason I'm going to share it with you is because we've seen it numerous times throughout life, but we might not have actually connected the dots. So in this dream, I had been crying all day because finally the doctors listened to me and did an MRI, and they found that I had basically stage 4 breast cancer recurrence. And when I got that validation from them, I was just devastated. I was sure I was going to die. I was sure of it. And I went upstairs to lie down because I'd been crying all morning in the kitchen. And I fell asleep. When I fell asleep, suddenly I dreamed that I woke up. I thought that I was awake. And the 3 monks from my previous dreams, who are spirit guides, and my spirit guides, why monks? I don't know. They were standing over my bed looking down at me, and I said, hey, look, I know why you're here. You're here because I'm going to die. I got it. I'm going to die. You may want to warn God before I get up there, though, because I have some real bones to pick with him. One of them, which is, why would I get this one time, let alone 2, and have it so horrible? There's nothing I've done in this life or a previous life to deserve this. And I remember one of the monks looked down at me and he said, Kat, don't you remember before you were born what you said? I said, remember what I said before I was born? No. He said you wanted to come down onto the earth plane during a time when science was being worshipped like God. And you were going to show that science goes so far, and then comes God. Because God's been put away in the closet, it's taken out of the schools. You don't talk about him. You don't talk about faith. You don't talk about any of that. You just go with science, what you can see. And you told us you were going to come down here and show that science goes so far, and then comes God, and we told you we'd be by your side every step of the way. And I looked at those monks and I said, what the heck was I smoking up there when I said that? That is insane. And they laughed. It's the only time I've ever seen them laugh. And they said, you are not going to die. That's not your life purpose. And they turned around, they walked out of my dream, and then I woke up. And I had such a great feeling of purpose when I woke up. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to die. And it reminded me of something my dad said. He was a Green Beret. He was behind enemy lines. He didn't even have a camp. He lived in the jungle in Vietnam. And he said, until it is your moment to die, you will not die. Nothing will kill you. And when it is your moment to die, nothing is going to keep you alive. It's predestined because you decided it before you were born. And I thought, well, that is really weird, Dad. I don't know where you got that one. That's really out there for somebody so Army oriented, but I just listened to him. Suddenly, when this happened, it made sense. Let's talk about somebody else who had a similar experience. Let's talk about Joan of Arc. She heard those voices. She led those armies. She stood in her power. She spoke her truth. She did what she had to do to fulfill her life purpose until she had fulfilled it. And she was not going to die no matter what until it was her time to die. And then she did. There are so many people that have walked this earth that figured out their life purpose and they lived it until they didn't. And here's another wing dinger of a thought if you haven't thought of it. Nobody lives forever. Nobody. Not one single person. Nobody lives forever. We come down here with a purpose, and that purpose can be something as simple as give birth to, I don't know, the next pope, the next president of a country, the next big leader. The purpose is there. When we know our purpose, it kind of takes the fear out of a fearful situation. It gives you a strength you just can't get anywhere else because you know that you're not alone. You have an army behind you from the spiritual realm, and they're guiding you through dreams. Our dreams are the telephone line back to the other side that we came to from before we were born. It's our umbilical cord. They may have cut the umbilical cord when we were in the hospital and born, but that umbilical cord is never cut. It's always there. Now, that phone line may not be used all the time. You may not be using it that much, but it doesn't mean that your phone line doesn't work. It works through dreams. And when you start talking on that phone line a lot with your dreams, you'll find that you start to be able to speak on it even during the day with daydreams. You'll hear voices, and you'll recognize that voice from your phone line in your dreams, and you'll feel secure in it. You'll realize that there's great-great-grandparents who come into your dreams and speak to you. And maybe it's not until you tell your parents about your dream that they go, oh, you know what? My grandmother used to say that to me. Bingo. That's called validation. Just like the dreams coming, the spirit guides as monks coming into my dreams and saying, you have breast cancer. It's right here. Do you feel that? Go back to your doctors tomorrow. That's and then it's not until the surgery that you get the validation in the waking world. It's not like it's not like I had the surgery, found the cancer, and then started having the dreams. It was the other way around, which proves dreams can give you information that can be missed by the medical community, schools, tangible things, because God comes through in everything, including your dreams, because you have a life purpose. Whether you believe in a God or not, whether or not you believe in a higher power, if you are listening to this program, it believes in you. It knows you're there. That higher power is working with you. And maybe you just needed this little nudge to believe enough to help you get through your crisis right now, to help you realize you have a life purpose. And this crisis is part of it. All the other little crises you had up until now, they were preparing you for this one. And you're going to get through it if you stand in your power, you speak your truth, you believe and trust in your spirit guides, and you don't let those voices scare you. or have anyone tell you that because you've been hearing them while you're going through this crisis, that there's something wrong with you. There isn't anything wrong with you. You're being guided. You've got guidance. You've got people from the other side who still love you, know you're going through this crisis, and they're there for you. So at the end of each of my chapters, I have these keys for life, is what I put them down as. And they were the takeaways I basically got from my dreams, or whatever crisis situation I was in. And I also started each chapter that I wrote with an affirmation, because I think affirmations are really, really strong. And I may start doing an affirmation with every show I do, because I think that when we focus on those affirmations, they can really, really help us get through hard times, no matter what they are. If they revolve around money, I mean, money's an important thing in life. Don't let anybody tell you money's not important. Of course it is. Money pays for your rent. Money buys your food. Money buys your clothing. It's what we use in this world now. Unless you're a Tibetan monk that just has a robe around him and an empty bowl, barefoot, going from town to town begging for food, you're not going to make it in our communities if you don't have some form of money, some way to take care of yourself. It's important. So don't let anybody say, oh, you have money crises. It's not important. Don't focus on the fact, yeah, you need to focus on that and have your guides help you get through that crisis. Or if it's love, oh, you don't need love. Love is, yeah, you do. Because love is part of your tribe. And one of the strongest emotions that we have, and the steps in our emotional development, is belonging. When you belong to somebody and they belong to you, it's a very strong emotion. Love can be love with another person, your children, your parents. Love is love. And when that love is broken, for whatever reason, you're a bit cracked inside yourself. You feel it in your heart. You're broken hearted. And again, that's where your dreams can come in and put your heart and your mind at ease. When you get to see that person, they get in your dreams and realize, hey, their body's not here, but they can still visit me in my dreams using their spirit. And when they give you something for validation to bring back into the waking world, so that when you share that dream with another person that know them, that person says, I remember when they did that with me, or they said that to me, or I know where that is that they're talking about, and they show you. That's validation that shows there is life after life. There is no real death where you don't exist anymore. You're just going to another plane. You're going back home to where you were before you were born. So this affirmation on chapter 3, Discovery and Voices, is loving myself heals my life. When you feel like you are off in a little tiny boat in an ocean that's surrounded by storms, and you feel like you're alone, nobody knows you're there, nobody loves you, you have been completely abandoned, by telling yourself that you love all of yourself and all of yourselves, because we're made up of so much more than id, ego, and super ego. When you tell yourself that and repeat it till you believe it, it's going to make you an incredibly strong person. And not only are you going to start to love yourself, people around you are going to feel and possibly even see the difference. And they're going to love you too. Because you are going to exude a power that is going to attract them. The power of attraction. Your power in yourself, your love in yourself is going to attract more love. So at the end of the prefix, really, I put some keys for life. And I said, you get nowhere in life standing on the sidelines of the game of life and death with crossed fingers, waiting for someone else to take action for you. And that often happens when we're in a situation where we're in a crisis. We just can't think anymore because our mind is so full of fear or grief. One of the fear and grief are they paralyze you. And you feel like you can't make a decision. Or maybe you think that all the decisions you've made in life so far have been so bad that you don't want to make another one now that you're in this crisis because it'll be bad too. Let me tell you a little secret. Chances are your choices were not bad. And the outcomes, although they felt bad, weren't bad. They were teaching you to get ready for this crisis. They were teaching you. So that when you say, oh God, I remember when something like that happened a while ago and now it's happening again. Yes, it is. And guess what? It's going to probably happen again later because that's life. You're going to fall off your bike over and over again. You get up, you dust yourself off and you say, next time, I'm not going to try and ride my bike 90 miles an hour through the mud. You learned. And that's what we have to do in life. We can't stand on the sidelines and have somebody else make our decisions for us. Number one, they can't make the right ones for you because your spirit guides and guardian angels are not theirs. They're yours. And they're talking to you. They're guiding you. Hopefully, they'll tell that person to tell you to make your own decision, to sit down and reconnect with that higher power and pull in that wisdom. Ask and you will receive. Sometimes we don't like the answer we get, but it's the right one. That's my kitty you're hearing coughing. She's having allergies with all the flowers blooming. So remember something, life is not a spectator sport. You are responsible for yourself. You are responsible for yourself. So jump in the game and play. Don't worry about getting hurt. If you fall down, pick yourself back up, dust yourself off, and keep going. Because that's life. That's why you're here. You have the purpose. You have a purpose. If you're lucky, you'll figure out what it is before you die. And if you don't, doesn't really matter as long as you're following that purpose. You know, if I had known that I was going to have breast cancer 3 different times and the doctors were going to miss it all 3 times, and then I was going to have to go through chemotherapy, radiation twice and surgery something like 21 times, I think I would have had my boobs off when I was a teenager. I would have said, you know what? No. I don't want this life purpose. So it was a good thing I didn't know about it till it was too late to do anything about it, except get through it and spread the news that we all have life purpose. So your inner self uses signs and symbols that include and go beyond dreams to communicate with you. And they're really important, especially during any crisis such as divorce, financial problems, and health issues. Okay? When you're having a crisis, it's time for you to actually sit down, look at where you are in that crisis, look at how that crisis was smaller, maybe earlier, what you did, what you can do now, how you grew through it then, how you can grow through it now. Don't stand on the sidelines and be a spectator in your own game of life. No matter who's playing. I didn't allow the doctors to take over my game of life. I jumped in there and they probably wished I'd gone away. And I was that that stone in their shoe. I wouldn't do it until they did what I asked them to do. So it's time for another quick break. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Why are we here? How can we be happy? Questions asked from millennials to boomers. Crappy to happy. Sacred Stories of Transformational Joy answers them using true stories of grit, grace, and love. James Redfield, author of The Celestine Prophecy, wrote in the foreword, "This book is a seminar about emerging truths and offers grounded solutions through the art of the comeback." Dr. Bernie Siegel, a contributing author, wrote, "Bodies die, but spirits and consciousness survive and recycle." So, grab some tissues, open your book, and prepare to cry and laugh till it heals. Crappy to Happy by Reverend Ariel Patricia and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and booksellers worldwide. Have you met your physician within yet? The Nautilus and multi-award-winning book, Surviving Cancerland: Intuitive Aspects of Healing, is a memoir that takes you down the rabbit hole of healing dreams and interpretations, mixed with conventional medicine and treatments. Listen to the hookah-puffing caterpillar ask, "Who are you?" Dr. Bernie Siegel says Kathleen's story is powerful, honest, and eye-opening. Surviving Cancerland: Intuitive Aspects of Healing by 3-time breast cancer survivor Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Buy the book and audio at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers. Darkest hours to brightest moments. Transformation from despair to happiness, and chaos to clarity. Real people, real pain, real healing. Life-threatening illness, death, abusive relationships, divorce, and overcoming addiction are challenges these men and women faced head-on. See how they emerged stronger and happier. Buy the new book, Chaos to Clarity: Sacred Stories of Transformational Change by Reverend Patricia Caginello and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available on sacredstoriespublishing.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers.
This is Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. That was Cleo. You heard sneezing in the previous part. She is having some really bad allergy attacks. So she left. She walked out of the room. I closed the door really quick. So hopefully she'll go in the kitchen and get some water or something. She'll be fine. But thank you for all your concerns about her. She's my little baby. So we were talking about self-advocating, and welcome back to the third part of our show. This show went so quickly. And I think it's important that we understand how important it is that we self-advocate. We don't give our power away. Don't give it away. Hold on to it. Even if you find someone that you think you want to give your power to, just let them think you did. But you hold on to your power. That's really important, so that you can pull it out and use it whenever you need to. Stand in your power and speak your truth. Don't be afraid to speak your truth. Fear has a way of paralyzing us. We're afraid of what people are going to think of us if we tell them, yeah, I have dreams and I follow my dreams, or yeah, I hear voices and I know it's my spirit guides and guardian angels. I'm not afraid of that. The reason we're afraid to share things that are not necessarily socially acceptable in all realms is because we don't want to be kicked out of that tribe. We don't want to get kicked out of that group. It's important to belong. Remember something. If you get kicked out of a group you're in because you're true to yourself and to your higher power, and that you love yourself and that you stand in your power and you speak your truth, that wasn't the group for you in the first place. And it probably took something like that to get you out of that group so that you could move up, move on up. So don't be afraid to speak your mind, speak your truth, and be strong when you do it. I don't mean to yell it at anybody, but when they see that you believe and you live what you're saying, they're going to gain a whole new respect for you. And if they don't, they're the wrong people for you. That's it. It's sort of like a hand. If you're clutching those people, how can you possibly accept new ones? You can only accept people when your hands are open. So hold that group with open hands and know that if they don't fit, you're ready to receive the ones that do. I know it's hard, and it's hard to give them up. It is. It's hard to give up old habits. And sometimes that's what they are. They're old habits of old thoughts, of old places and old memories. And that's all they are. They don't fit you now. Like old clothes, clothes from like the 50s. They don't fit you, or the 60s. The colors are really bizarre. Or you can love those clothes and wear them, stand in that power, speak that truth, and don't worry that nobody else is wearing them and that they might make fun of you. Because if you stand in your power, speak your truth, and wear those clothes because they're right for you, you'll start seeing them show up in the same clothes. I guarantee you, you will. You'll see, because you'll stand out as a leader. You will stand out as a leader. So, stand in your power, speak your truth, challenge the status quo. Dare to challenge the status quo as I challenged the doctors. Because if we never challenge the status quo, and we never did challenge the status quo, we'd still believe the world was flat. Yeah. Dare to challenge it. I know you can. Stand in that power and speak that truth. Self-advocate. Never be afraid to self-advocate for your life or your beliefs. Beliefs change as you grow. What you believed when you were 3 years old might not be what you believe now. Does that mean you have to choose between them? No. Does that mean that one was wrong? No. It was right at that time. And this is a different time. And you've grown into a different belief. I believed when I was young that grasshoppers were leprechauns. Yeah, I really did. I believed that grasshoppers were leprechauns, and if I caught them in a jar and put them by my bed with holes in the top of the jar so they could breathe and stared at them all night long, they would turn into leprechauns at midnight. Well, by midnight, I was sound asleep, and my parents let them go in the yard, left the empty jar up there. And when I woke up in the morning and said, "Where did it go?" my dad would say, "Hey, turned into a leprechaun, and it can get right through those holes in the top. But if you don't put the holes in the top, then the grasshopper will die, and it can't turn into a leprechaun. You just have a dead leprechaun in the morning on the bottom of the jar, and that's really bad luck." So I believed that at that time. Was it wrong? No, because it taught me respect for everything living. But do I believe it now? No, I don't think I do. Although I haven't quite given up on leprechauns. But anyhow, Believe in your beliefs and realize that those beliefs may change as you learn and move forward. Somebody wanted to know if Cleo is okay. She's fine. She's in the kitchen eating. She sneezes. She's a kitten that doesn't sneeze once. She just keeps sneezing and sneezing and sneezing until that pollen is all out of her nose. But I didn't want her to actually, destroy the show with all of her sneezes. So a writing tip for tonight, because we're coming to the end of our show. The writing tip is during your crisis, any crisis at all, make sure you write the emotions down. Emotion is the key to your writing. Your emotions are going to draw the reader in. Instead of telling them what you feel, you're going to be showing them what you feel. Songs and books filled with emotion sell. People who are writers or that are getting divorced and feel like their heart's been ripped out of their chest and stomped on, when they write about that, you feel their pain. Journal your feelings during your crisis, not after. After the crisis, you can journal what you're feeling now that you've come through the storm. Tap into the depths of your despair and the heights of your happiness at the moment of the experience, because a moment later it's gone and you just can't get there. Write it down then. It's human nature to forget physical and emotional pain details. After birth, women forget how much pain it was. But those details are important because they make something authentic. So the upcoming events, again, the Read, Write, Relax, and Get Published. The Dreamy Writers Conference cruise, it's going along really well. We have some great people on the cruise, got a nice group. It's still growing. So remember, it's August 24th through the 31st, 2025 to Alaska, round trip from Seattle for under $1,500 per person inside. And the down payments are 100% refundable up to 90 days prior. So if you think you're interested and you have questions and want them answered, you can go to my website again, Kat the Queen of Dreams, or Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, or you can call Michelle at 800-658-6869 and tell her you're interested in Kat's Writers Conference. That's all you have to say, and she will answer all your questions. That's Michelle at 800-658-6869. So don't miss my next show that is going to be, it is going to be on the 18th, because I'm going to be talking about the Instead Talks with Dennis Pitoko, because I'm going to be on the Instead Talks on the 26th. So tune in. Until then, remember, everybody dreams, but some dreams save lives. Good night, everybody, and thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for joining us this evening, and a big thanks to our producer. Tune in next time to Dreaming Healing for more cutting-edge research, live dream interpretations, and stories with radio host and award-winning author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Listen every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time with call-in live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 radio network. Remember, everyone dreams, but some dreams save lives. Live your dreams. Find more about Kat at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com. That's Kathleen with a K. OKEEFEKANAVOS, or The Queen of Dreams on Google search.
This is Dreamvision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.